people. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? This is Spirit Journey, and yes, it is dark in this room. Yeah, I like things quiet. Let me see if I can turn the give you something to look at. I'll go look at the screen here. This might be interesting here. Yes. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing okay. Um, yes, so that's what time is it? It is almost 10 p.m. here in Rwanda, and today is November 15, 2024. And I had a very relaxing day. I walked with my little dog today, and yeah, today is the would have been my little girl Lily's 15th birthday. Yes, my darling baby girl Lily, my little Havanese. Peace and love to you always. Yes, I was just thinking about her today, and I was watching her last birthday with me 1 year ago today. And I'm so happy that I was able to celebrate her birthday and had it on tape. So I'm really happy about that to look at it again. So, what I want to talk about now? Yeah, I did the video earlier today. Did my power walk in memory of Lily, my little Havanese. And so now I want to talk about a very sensitive discussion. Um, yeah, I was watching um, two different things. Earlier today, maybe like an hour or so ago, okay, my little doggy here. Okay, see if Lily, you can hardly see her. Yeah, my little doggy, my other one. She's he's lying down near me. Yes, okay. Well, I was watching something on the yeah, I've been watching a lot of the, you know, Diddy and everything. Yes, it's very addictive to watch. Gets you angry and watching people commenting on it and people who were victims of some of these people in hip hop. And one particular video of, I forget her name, now it'll come to me. But she lived in New York City, I think the Bronx. And she eventually shared that she had plastic surgery, and she had gotten a BBL, Brazilian butt lift, and it's kind of like confuses me. I'm a little irritated. Um, I'm angry for the women, and I'm angry at the women. And then I'm going to talk about this particular RAPE trial. Miss Pellicot of France. She lives in southern France, and she's 72 years old. And for 10 years, it was discovered by accident by her um, that her husband, evil husband, had drugged his wife and allowed men, he placed an ad in some type of newspaper or something, for them to engage in sexual activity with his wife while the wife was heavily sedated. It was a total of 51 men over a course, I think they said 10 years. 51 men. And I'm disgusted. I learned of this incident, this trial, maybe 2 weeks ago. I had forgotten about it. And I had just turned on my other device. And I was going through the different tabs that were open on my on my computer. And I saw the video about that particular trial in France. Wow. So I want to talk about the culture, the what's going on, people. Why, what is happening to humanity to to make some of us evil like this? I I'm I'm just it's hard for me to even perceive something like this could happen. Um, and this trial in France, it's a big trial. I think it's been going on now for a month. And one of the people who violated her, had given an apology in court to her. That was something. I'm it's hard for me to really express my feelings about that something like that could happen. And the more I live, the more I see humanity is acted inhumane. And we're with more technology, it seems like we become less human, in my opinion. So discussing first about the hip hop culture in America. You had these women. Many of these women, they're not from the best families. But again, what is the best family? Any family could have its dark side of evil. Um, Rich or poor, doesn't matter. But oftentimes, when a woman in particular is faced with poverty, not a lot of job opportunities, um, some women go into, they may work in a strip club, or what you call exotic dancer. And primarily they're doing what they're doing because uh, it's something that they can get quick money. And they may have to compete with other women, like, because see, human nature, that there is a natural competition between people, regardless of occupation. You're working close together, and uh, greed, or the desire to make more money, to outdo, rather than supporting each other as women, um, they may feel forced to do that type of work. And some women I've heard say, I want to save up my money doing the stripping and get a BBL, Brazilian butt lift, or breast augmentation, etc. And rather than saving up money, so they get out of the business, maybe go back to school. But see, some women may not be academic. And for them, it's easier just to shake their, you know what, and have men give the money. Yeah, you get what you pay for. It's horrible. Yeah, I knew someone who did that in the military. And I remember her saying she'd do anything to take care of her kid. And I believe that. Yeah, I think she would. Um, it's sad, though, at the same time, of some women who really don't know what to do. Maybe they live in a culture where there's no real opportunities for women, especially in traditional societies, what they call third world cultures. It's very limited. I live here in Rwanda. That's in uh, Central East Africa. And it is a what they call it's a developing country, and many of the so-called higher paying jobs are virtually all men, especially in the medical field. A lot of men, and I start to wonder, how does this phenomena happen? I mean, it's like this in the States too. And why I'm baffled at it is that, see, humanity comes out from a woman's body, her womb, male and female. But yet the woman is at a social and economic disadvantage. Why isn't that woman, since she has access to the children, to place her mark of behavior and attitude addressed to her? You know what I mean? If that male comes out of your womb, why do many cultures have such a disdain for women? It's confusing to me. If you have that type of access, nothing more than an access of having life in your womb. You can talk to your womb woman, and teach your children in the womb about love and respect. It baffles me. And I had recently gone to a dentist, and he's from uh, a traditional culture, uh, South Asian, and he started to get kind of nippy, impatient. And what I perceived was his arrogance. I've seen this before. Arrogance, like I'm beneath him because I'm asking too many questions. It's never too many questions when your health is on the line. And I decided I'm not going to go back. I didn't go back to him. No. Yeah, people who don't respect life, I don't want them anywhere near my body. Um, but again, getting back to these hip hop culture women who do stripping, um, selling their bodies, um, and the like, or women that go out with guys that abuse them, and I've seen that. I've seen that. how could they be called your boyfriend? Not even a friend. A friend wouldn't harm a friend like that. We don't know how to treat one another. We're abusing one another. We're selling ourselves. And oh, her name is Cardi B. That was the name. Yeah, she had uh, many plastic surgeries, and she was saying that she was at a she was applying for some type of job, performing, and they said, well, your butt's not as big as somebody else's. My God, the objectification of a woman on how big your boom boom is. And it's embarrassing to me. I've heard, I mean, I knew this girl. She was from Haiti originally, and very Americanized though. And she was sharing me very personal information. Yeah, a lot of women tell me their stories, and I always keep a mental note of it. I like to learn. Um, and one particular thing that she shared was that she became a cheerleader in school. And she says she knew she was going to get it because she had the biggest backside. And somebody, it was just such like, oh, I know I got this. And it's sad that this, I mean, um, I guess different cultures like different things. Some cultures, they like a big backside. Some like big breast. Some people might like legs, right? And it's like a program. And I remember growing up, um, I was living in a very male dominated house. And one person in particular was saying things in front of everybody. And it made me feel objectified, fearful, extreme anxiety. And some men don't realize what they're saying. Maybe they don't care, but how when you say disgusting things in front of young girls, it's disgusting. People, come on, please don't talk like that in front of young children. And you may feel, well, it's my house; they can say anything they want to. You don't like it, leave. Yeah, that's true. That is true. It might be your home, but you're dealing with people. And it could be traumatizing, some of the things that you say. It's ugly. And I gather that it's said because it gives them a sense of power. You're talking nasty things like that in front of the person a female present. It's a power, it's a cheap shot. It's a cheap shot. And I think, some things are generational. You may have in one household a male dominated, and then another household's female dominated. And men and women both violate each other's space. Both. And rather than learning and teaching the next generation, you teach it to the next generation. And shame on you for doing that. You're re traumatizing one another Why don't we stop and elevate ourselves? Is this year should be really the age of transformation, the age of enlightenment. To say, I'm not going to promote this anymore. I'm not going to say these vile things in public in front of my children. This is inappropriate. You would think that men and women are from two different planets. Remember, there's a book, Men Are from Mars and Women from Venus. I wonder, is that true? Because how we act as if we're enemies of each other. How did this start? How did something like that start? We 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 were born from the same, the womb, male and female. And why are we acting like we're enemies? Something happened in human history that got us fighting. And it's the same system that I feel is responsible for racism, sexism, uh, hatred because of nationality, you name it, it created it. This is bad. This objectification. And they do it because of money. And you have men, young men, that might be forced to do similar type of work, especially when it comes to like the allegedly the Diddy thing. Just the stories about what he allegedly has done is just staggering. I so long, and some people are speaking out about it, like Jaguar Wright, and people was calling her liars and things like that. I mean, if you've done thousands of people know. People know. It is something. I used to, I went to college and I had to take I took a women's literature or women's studies class as an elective. And my teacher was a psychologist. And it was a woman, and there was a study, or she might have presented a questionnaire to young men. It was something was given to these young college age guys. Something they were asked a question: if you had the opportunity to RAPE a woman, a female, and not get in trouble for it, would you do it? And the majority said yes. Yes, hello, viewer. Good evening, good evening. Yes, I'm uh, in the dark in my room, and you're seeing my window. Um, Imagine. Yeah, this is what my teacher told the lecture hall, that the majority of the men said that if they can get away with it, they would do it. What is that saying? Yeah, thank you for the thumbs up. What an evil thing. And then you learned about Diddy allegedly putting drugs in people's beverages, saying the women don't. I mean, that had me question, for someone to say the women are not to touch this drink and the men not to touch that one. But the fact that it was the ladies that was tainted with the drug. It is such an evil. What makes people evil like this? Yeah, I never, I mean, I've never met him. I don't follow the music, but of course, my coming from New York City, of course, I've heard of him. And to me, he was just another jive person, you know? Um, that whole genre, I mean, it caters to a mentality of puke. It's real puke. I knew someone that was in um, she interviewed musicians, people of the hip hop culture. Oh, yeah. And she told me she did cable TV and she was telling me about them. And they are horrible people. Nasty, she was telling me. Real nasty people. Um, yeah, it was local talent she would interview. This is many years ago, almost 30 years ago. And that industry really pulls you down. I hear she did different types of work, but she was always into, she loved music. And she finally started, that was her last job interviewing um, hip hop artists on cable TV in New York City. And it pulls you down. Just being around it, it affects you. Yeah, that music genre, yeah, that her generation, it attracted her generation. When that music came out, that was the age group that it catered to. Yeah, she was like 7 years younger than me. So yep, it is something else, people. Yeah, certain music, I think is designed, it's a program. Music and the lyrics is a program. The music, the instrumental part of it, opens up the canal, so to speak, and then the words is a program, and it's for your destruction. So, so you have people. You think it's only Diddy that does this? People learn from each other and they copy each other and they want to outdo each other. See, there's a healthy competition people could have, but then there's a predatory competition, and it's going to be your downfall. You may be flying high today, but tomorrow is another story. People, please wake up and learn to be humane and kind to one another. Because if you don't stop what you're doing, you're going to lose everything. Our country, America, is going down the drain. You have to stop this behavior. It's really sickening. And you ask yourself, what is the whole point of this? You're bored or something? You don't have anything better to do? What is fuel? Yes, yes, people want money, but then you can only buy so much with money. What are you going to do? I mean, what's really behind all this? Something is behind all this. And I'm wondering, I'm thinking on a spiritual level, what's controlling all this? And I'm wondering whether what's causing this RAPE culture. Remember in like the movie The Matrix, and your behavior and stuff, your emotions is used as a battery. You know, the fuel, oh, I'm sorry, the fuel of a battery, and it's being fed upon. That's what I'm thinking because it's like it's so pervasive, excuse me, but it's a pervert that does this. Yeah, so perverse. Um, I'm thinking that there is like people may have a special type of virus in their body. These energies, these things that could attach itself to the person's energy frequency and may use them as a host it's like a piggyback and they thrive on these type of entanglements. You heard that word? I heard that word recently, entanglement. Yeah, you notice like what's her name? She's married. Oh, Jada Pinkett. I never knew she was like this. I remember was that, oh, I was living, where was I living at this time? It could have been maybe 27 years ago. I went to a movie theater and I watched a movie with her. I thought she was I mean, they didn't have social media like they have now, but um, I never really heard much about her. But you see it in the movie. She seemed like a nice person. Oh my God! But now social media, they're not. You can't hide. You can't hide who you are on social media. I had no idea what is making people weird like that. She was on a video that I saw just a couple of days ago, and she used the word hearing her husband, Will Smith, about her cheating on him, and for everybody to listen to. And she's using the term entanglement, meaning that she was having an affair with her son's, her youngest son's male friend. Nasty, nasty, nasty. I didn't know that she was a nasty woman. And she's saying, well, she wanted to feel good. Now, oh, God, God have mercy. There are things that you can do to feel good that you don't need to try your little son's male friend. That is so fucking disgusting, in my opinion. Why, why are, I mean, a parent to do that to their child? It's just unthought of. I had no idea that Jada Pinkett Smith was a nasty woman like that. I've watched her movies, and I've also watched Will Smith's movies, and I thought very highly of them. Again, it's just what they show in the media 20 something years ago, right? Yeah, I watched this movie. He's very entertaining. I didn't care for his when he started out on television, but um, why it seems like and that society is becoming um I don't know what it is, but they're becoming very sexualized humanity. I mean, it's in a perverse way. And it's the mistrust and the disrespect for their spouses or their significant others. And social media is exposing it. It's how people, everybody got a phone, which has a camera in it, and they get video. And it's like they're not, they have no shame. I didn't know that that the movie industry is that it's really that bad. Who would have? I mean, I didn't know. I knew early about the modeling. I know about that industry, and yes, I heard the term casting couch. Um, but I just it just seems stupid to me. But you have this culture, music industry, um, music, movies, TV. It's all seem to be the same puke. And what do all three have in common? That people watch and be entertained. Is this really just a Matrix thing, like the movie The Matrix, to to have people look at these things because it's visual and audio, and then it influences the way you feel, and that's what they're feeding off. Something is happening for them to do what's cool because money is not everything. I mean, once you have it, how much more do you need? So I think it's more than just money, but yes, but money is a tool that is used in society to control others. Um, so this these women that as I mentioned earlier, they live in a poor community. Uh, the only job that they qualify for is the strip clubs, and then they save their money. I mean, I've met women. There are different types of women, but in the end, it's the same. They may sleep around. They have their boyfriends, as they call them. One girl was telling me about she gets these plastic surgery. He pays for her plastic surgery, and then, oh, she got a little diamond chip on her tooth, and she's a pretty girl, and she sound like an girl with average intelligence. And why would she need all that stuff? But they tell me some of them. But it's like a glamorized prostitute. Oh, my boyfriend, he give me this. He give me, well, ladies, what's happening with you women? That why can't you just go to school, learn a skill, and get a job? Why do you have to do that to your body? And you have men that do that too. Oh yes, you have men who act like women, and they do things for money, and they prostitute themselves. All for money. It's just so sad. And I'm so grateful that I was spared that. Yeah, many, many years ago, I couldn't find work. And I remember looking, they had the yellow pages there. And it was what they call the escort services. And I was wondering, what is this really? Is this thing really just escorting, or my instincts were saying, "Oh, is it something more?" So I remember I called one of them. So I said, what is it? What is this actually? You just go, you just get dressed up and you go out. They said, well, yeah, it's like people, they're things. It's another form of prostitution. And it's something how that you can get desperate and you say, hey, what is this really? Is this just you going out on people who want to go on a date or something? No, it's not that. And thank God I didn't have to do that and find out. No, I'm very grateful. Yeah, eventually I had to move out of this state. Yeah, I couldn't find work. I got blacklisted. Yes, I did. I got blacklisted. And life is something, people. So I left. I moved to Hawaii. And there I was able to find work temporarily. Yeah, I've been through a lot of stuff, people. Um, but some things I just said no. I uh-uh. But I feel badly for the women that feel that they have to do that. To feel forced to compromise yourself, to work at things, you know, that it eats away your soul. And after what, you just become damaged material. Yeah, these women, like Cardi B, what I was mentioning earlier, she had they started body shaming her. Um, it, um, but it's like some men, like Cardi B said in a video, I mean in an interview, that she couldn't get work because her butt wasn't big enough. And it's like, my God, is that all that they're looking at? I, s- it's just objectifying. I and I I don't like I don't like that. I don't like feeling that you're just being objectified like that. They don't respect you, and she had to compromise herself, Cardi B, and get these cosmetic surgery. And then she's upset and she's on the video and she's stuffing herself with pancakes. It is so sad. So sad, people. Yeah. Um, see, that type of stuff, you have people that claim to be doctors. They pretend to be surgeons, people in the, if you're going to get something, make sure they're a licensed practitioner, a licensed doctor, and they have their training. Girls, at least do that. See, some people say, oh, yeah, I know so and so, they did this for so and so. Yeah, Cardi B said that she was given a long list of cosmetic surgeries, but she decided she didn't want to use them. And she used somebody else that this other person suggested. You have people who give suggestions because they might be getting what do you call a kickback. They say, hey, recommend me to your friends. All right. Yeah, was it due diligence? Research the doctor, you know. Um, yeah, I just think it's awful. So you have this hip hop culture in America, and they have a global network of riffraff. People are, it's it's like a lot of things all intertwined. Like you have this one lady, famous supermodel, who was, she claims she didn't realize what it was, but allegedly she was uh, trafficking blood diamonds. Okay. Yeah, they're getting these, they're getting the models, they get the, they're having them doing all these sinister things. And it's like a network of riffraff. Oh, you have the human trafficking, and I think she was denying any knowledge of human trafficking. Yet, even though the girl that was trafficked was at her party in a photo with that supermodel, and the victim was a teenager at the time, and it was her own birthday. So how could she not know what Um, so a video of her um, with that famous rap singer, that's in the media now, and that they celebrated the guy's 50th birthday. She helped do the party. So I don't know how she cannot know what he's all about when she's in his inner circle. So you have this. You have women who victimize other women. They say, hey, hey, girlfriend, you want to make some money? And yeah, shame on you too. It's horrible. So rather than protecting other women and letting women know, you become a predator as well. Stop this behavior. It's feeding a culture that is detrimental to women in particular, but it's also victimizing some men. They are saying, well, it's like they wag money in front of your face. Some people get paid very, very well, but they're compromising themselves. It's like, wow, do they really need? That's why they're giving them so much money, because they are compromised. Go to these parties. Yeah, I don't like big parties. I don't like parties. I've been to a party before, but no, I'm not into parties. I don't like where alcohol is served. See, I learned early in life that when you have alcohol in particular, uh, people go crazy. People do things and then they say, oh, I don't remember doing that. Oh, yeah. So, but things are being exposed. But I think a lot of these things that are being exposed are a distraction. Remember, it's an election year, and it's just, I think, a shift that's happening. It's a shift of power. People are rearranging the power structure. So it's being released from one hand and being transferred over to another hand. And for whatever reason, they're promoting this type of culture. I don't know who it's benefiting. The companies that own the rights of the music and stuff like that, they're the ones who's making the real money. But I think it's more than just making money. It's a program. The music and the lyrics is a program, and it's harming humanity. I'm sorry, I'm just yawning. I'm sorry, I'm just a little tired. So this music, which is in videos, movies, things like that, it's programming the public. It's programming people to what is supposed to be attractive. And that's the flavor of the month, what they're showing. And then the women are competing with each other. And it's like this make their rump bigger, bigger, and bigger in these hip hop videos. And it's just looking bizarre. And they think they got a good thing. And it reminds me, people, of something that I saw in 2020. Weightlifters, the bodybuilders, I'm sorry, bodybuilders, the professional bodybuilders. And in January of 2020, I remember looking at a video. At first, I was offended because I thought they were indirectly making it a racial thing, but they weren't. No, they weren't. But I took it like that initially. But the man was right. His comment was correct. The people the bodybuilders of today, they look disformed. They take these synthetics to get their muscles unnaturally large. And this hormones or steroids that they're taking creates a big belly. I kid you not. These are bodybuilders that look pregnant. Hello? Hello, people. They just now, it got to a perversion that the bigger, the better. But it looked, but it was distorted and very gross tech. And then they compared the people from like the 1970s and compared it to you know the millennial and stuff. And there's a big difference. The people like 50 years ago, they had a tiny waist, flat, symmetrical, really nice. But now it's they what they said what they look like turtles. And that and I was offended. But they were correct. It looked it was gross. And it's the same type of perversion and distortion that these dancers or performers are doing. An unnatural looking rear end and an unnatural man, the abs and stuff like that. Their body looked unnatural. People are walking around looking unnatural. I saw something also today. There's a lawsuit. A man that is on women's sport. He's a you know, we call it transgender. I'm sorry, and he's being sued. The women, I think it's 13 young women, are suing him. They some of the games that were the women did not want to compete with him, and they walked out, and so they forfeited that game, and the other side won. But now they put in a court, they're suing, that to get their medal. The women should not have to compete with a man. It's a distortion, and they're doing it deliberately. They're getting programmed. I've never heard of this type of stuff. Really, you know, I mean, not like this, I should say, not to this intensity. But since the pandemic, as I call it, this type of gender bending is being pushed in our face. And I believe that it's well, they don't like humanity. The system in charge hates humanity, hates the natural order of things, hates the creator of this 3D world. They hate it and they want to remove any hint of the creator's beautiful design. So they're distorting everything and trying to make a mockery off of God. They're mocking God. So people are just becoming desperate. They want the fame, they want the recognition. But they have a hate for certain people, certain gender. They hate some of these guys hate women so much. That's why they bend that way, because they know they can try to hurt them and say I'm better than you. They don't feel like men. They feel inadequate in front of women, but they want to destroy her. It is in my that again. That's my opinion. I think that's what's going on. Yeah. So this culture is spread all over the world. It's like a virus, and we need to clean it out. I saw also about 2 weeks ago. I think I first saw it by chance in a video, and they made mention of it on a video that I saw. There's this woman, Pellicot, I think her name is Pellicot. It's a French woman, and she was married, and she discovered that her husband was having her RAPE. He was sedating her and inviting men through newspaper ads to have relations with his wife while he watched. There were 51 men. This happened through a 10-year of violating her, and she didn't know. And she was angry that people didn't tell her. They spotted her. The husband put pictures on the internet, and someone recognized her. And this occurred in southern France, and it's on trial now. What would make a husband do that to his wife? And did it to her for 10 years, and her health was degenerating quickly. And she didn't know what the problem was. Yeah, when you're under sedation and the energies of all those men, my God, horrible. Such a horror. And then they had the woman interviewed. She wants people to know what happened to her. It's like a movement in France now. It's like their Me Too movement in France. Wow. Yeah, it is. Yeah, large crowd. She has a, a large crowd of people in support of her for coming forward. And then they applauded her bold. I mean, this is a 72-year-old woman doing that to your wife for 10 years. And I'm fed up and disgusted when I'm approached by a woman who's married and or with kids. Oh, how come you're not married? Oh, how come you don't have children? Honey, I don't want the headache. And a lot, as I said in a video not too long ago, about a month ago, why do some women lie? A lot of women lie by omission of what they're going through. And they want you to think one thing. They want you to fall in the trap. Many women want you to fall in the trap, being married to a house, can't really go out and socialize, and then you question and you wonder what your men are doing. I love my freedom. There's nothing wrong with marriage, and there's nothing wrong having kids. But know that that just because someone is married with kids, they may not necessarily be happy. There are a lot of unhappy women. You think that lady from France, Pellicot, to be sleeping with your enemy? Some of your worst enemies are your own people from your own family. Humanity is imploding on itself. It is imploding on itself. And I'm frightened for society that with more technologies, more so called science, all these advancements, why are we socially degenerating? We need to go within. We don't love ourselves. We are money oriented, not because of need so much, but more of controlling others, using the money to control situations. These billionaires that are buying radio stations, 200 radio stations. See, they want to control your access to information. And then they want to program you how they want you to think. I didn't know that France was that bad and it had that kind of tendency. I I I I find them the people in France that they're like players and people who try to seduce, but I didn't know about that type of to have to call someone to have relations with your wife while she's sedated and oh God, and taking pictures. Disgusting. We need to repent from this wickedness because it's going to eat you up alive. I am so saddened. I had to talk about this tonight. Yes, my little girl's, my little fur baby's anniversary. She would have been 15 years old today. I feel sorry for people who have children now, and you want the best for your kids. You want to be a grandparent. You want the best, and one day be a grandparent, right? And the type of people that are around. See, people are exposed to more things now because of the computer, internet. But it's not wholesome thinking. Yep, I feel sorry for these young people out there. And some of them are peer pressured to get involved with certain types of people, certain behaviors, certain means of dressing because of peer pressure. Well, um, yeah, it seemed like with me, I was sensing peer pressure at a late age, not so much in my teens. Yeah, not so much. But when I became adult, that's when I started feeling it more, peer pressure. Um, Sometimes, folks, it's better to be, to live alone, to do things by yourself, to be your best friend, because you may get in a so-called friendship relationship, and it's one about control, and you could be controlled by a male or a female. It is dangerous in some situations. Yeah, be careful. Be selective of who you go out with, who you get intimate with. Know them first. Get to know them. What type of people are they? And don't drink from strangers or certain acquaintances. Don't drink from them. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just say, I'm fasting. I'm fasting. Yeah, I'm fasting right now. And it's okay to leave. You're not feeling comfortable by the situation. Say, I'm not feeling, I gotta go. Gotta go. You gotta protect yourself. Because some people are being set up. They're being set up. And you don't want to be in the middle of it. Yeah, I'm very sad at this RAPE culture and the music and the movies that fuel this mentality, this greed. Yet people choose, you want to be able to live with yourself. You do wickedness like that, it eventually will haunt you to death. Don't do that. Don't don't lower your energies. Expand yourself, expand your mind. Oh, sorry. Expand your spirituality. Get closer to nature. Yeah, don't be around these people. Don't be around these fake ass people. It's not worth it. It really, really isn't worth it, people. Because in the end, they're going to blackmail you. They're going to do all these things, try to hurt your family. Just get out of that situation. Just leave if you can. Yep. Yep. All this Hollywood and the music, and it's all one. It's played by the same type of people. Don't go in it. Don't go in it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So that's all that I wanted to share. That people are mindset is changing, and they are not respecting their own bodies, and they're being motivated because of money, and they're selling their soul. Take back your soul. Take back your life. It's okay to live just like regular, casual life. So thank you again for listening. Peace, love, joy, harmony, and protection to the listener of this. Okay? Take care. Be safe, people, men and women. Bye bye. Oh, I just came back on. I was just going to X out of this. I just remembered something. Yeah, that I put in this description. People, I as I was sitting here before I did the live stream, I have security cameras. And I shared this back in America when I used to live there. There are orbs out there. Orbs. They're energy beings, I believe. They're type of consciousness, and I think they're human consciousness. And these orbs you can see at night with the infrared cameras, the security cameras. Most of them are round, and some of them blink on and off this light. Some of them kind of look like a bird shape. Some of them have like a curly cube shape, and some look what I call spiky, like little spikes. It's really weird. Now these things exist here in Africa. I'm in Rwanda, and they're the same type of one that's in America. So it's really something. So this phenomena called orbs, I'm wondering whether they are feeding, or I'm wondering, what are these orbs and how are they affected through like these diddy parties? They see everything, these orbs. They know a lot of stuff. And I'm wondering whether some of these orbs, are they related to what is happening in the world? Like, what do you call it? Like the movie The Matrix, but that like you have the Agent Smiths. Are these they're everywhere. They are everywhere. And they look as if they like some of them like they come in clusters, that there's a group of them, like a caravan. Like a caravan. And they seem like they're on a journey. I'm wondering, how is it these things, these wild celebrity parties and this puke, how it affects the orbs? What are their part in all this? It's a deep question. I don't know the answer, but these orbs are real. My camera gets them on, my security camera gets it on video. And I did air some on my channel. I have a channel. Oh, what's the name again? Um, the Orb Whisperer. It's called Orb Whisperer. And there's actually two channels by the same name, but mine has my face on it and a picture of an orb. I'm wondering what is the function of these orbs? I mean, anything. They can go through anything, and they travel. And I'm wondering where they're traveling to. It's really interesting. Um, yeah, I saw. It's about 5 years ago. What introduced me to orbs? I had an experience on my birthday in 2019. I was watching a paranormal movie that was making me sad. And I've watched the movie several times, but it always makes me cry. And I had gotten a visitation from an orb. It lasted just a couple of seconds, then it disappeared. And my logic was back then, hey, if you can see something, then it disappears, then it might be in the infrared range. They exist, but we can't see it when it changes its frequency. And then I got a security camera, and boom, I saw the orbs. Oh, yes. Um, I mean, it was amazing when I saw the orb. I was watching the movie, and it was by my cheek, my left cheek, and then it traveled uh, to the point of the tip of my nose. As it wanted me to see it. It was like the size of a marble. It was beautiful, beautiful. You could see the rays of light coming from the center. It was a pure light, white light. And I felt that it was there to comfort me. That's what I really felt. And that's the only time that I saw it. But yes, it was a comfort to me. And I got that security camera, and my assumption was right. You can video them with a security camera, infrared camera, and they come in your room. They go like there's a like like a caravan. It's really something. I'm wondering, people, what these orbs are. Do any of you ever seen an orb? It was like a ray orb, like little skinny rays of light. They were perfectly spaced, as fine as in here, each ray of light. It was amazing, amazing. Yeah, I'm wondering what all this is. Could they be influencing us, our behavior? Are these like the police? Are these like the what do you call it, Agent Smiths? Are these angels? Are these deceased loved ones? I don't know what they are. Let me know if you know what they are. What is your thoughts about them? They exist, and they exist at those parties, those infamous parties. Yeah. So that's what I want to talk about, people. Um, yeah, be safe. Be safe, and it's okay to live a simple life. Keep your dignity, people. Okay. And again, I didn't do this video to offend anybody, but to share my thoughts on trends that I see and how it's affecting the planet. People are selling their wives to prostitution and then filming their wives who are under heavy sedation. They don't even know. And the wife's health was failing her. And someone warned her. Wow. People, be very careful who you are involved with. Okay? So this is Spirit Journey signing off. Be safe, people. Bye bye.